Hey, this is the Godliness with Contentment podcast. We're here to have a conversation about how to win with money from the Bible's perspective to stay out of any legal trouble. I must say that the contents of this podcast are informational in nature. If you need professional advice, please consult your lawyer, financial advisor, or accountant. This is Godliness with Contentment, episode 12. Yeah. And it's interesting, I didn't even think about this. This is the 12th month of 2022. And not that I did an episode each month, but this is, I guess, coincidental. My 12th episode is in December. My 11th episode was also in December. But anyway, let's not worry about that one. So today, I want to ask a question. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be in December 2023? So a year from now. Next year, this time. Where do you want to be? Or where do you want to go? Or where you want to be getting ready to go? So this could mean a physical location, right? Perhaps you're traveling, going somewhere. It could also mean just a place in life where you want to be. For example, for me, right, I want to be, or we want to be, my wife, myself, 100% debt free. That's where I want to be next year, December 2023. Now, the truth is it's supposed to happen before that, but definitely by December, I want to be sitting in that position. So that would mean, for us, house and everything. So 2022 was supposed to be the year that we would make that happen. But it gets pushed back a bit, right, to 2023. And by God's grace, it will happen. Clearly, stuff happens in life. And we need to adjust without getting, totally upset about it. So, but that's my goal for December 2023. What about you? What's your goal? What do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to be? So, let's say you want to go on vacation next year in December. Let me offer you a place you can go. So, I live in the Bahamas, and perhaps you've never been here. Well, I suggest putting the Bahamas on your list for next year this time. There'll be no snow, and you can still go into the warm, beautiful waters that surround our islands. How you will get here is another story. The Bahamas is not the cheapest place in the world to visit, especially if you're thinking like Atlantis, Paradise Island, or Bahama in Nassau. So, unless you're a baller, you have to save. If you're a baller, no issues. Come check me tomorrow. But most of us have to save. So we need a plan. I've been talking about budgeting recently in a few of my recent podcast episodes. Budgeting when going to the grocery store or overall budgeting. But simply put, a budget is the plan that you need to make your money goals happen. So figure out how much money you need to have next December in order to make the trip a reality, and then start saving towards it. Let's say, for example, you need $3,000 for your trip after you figure out airfare and hotel rooms or maybe an Airbnb and food and spending money, etc. Then, come January, start saving monthly $250 per month towards making it happen. Now, I say January because right now it's December, you're getting ready for Christmas, right? Your money's probably tied up and you get all kind of things you got to get done. But start fresh, right? Start fresh in January 2023. Now, perhaps you don't want to come to the Bahamas, and, I'm not going to take it personally, but you have a goal. So set, right? What are you going to do to get there? But what do you want your money story to look like in a year's time? I'll turn to the Bible. I'll read the scripture for today. In Proverbs 6:6-8, it reads there, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest." We find here a warning against laziness and an encouragement towards hard work. The ant is offered as an example of hard work. He or she stores their provisions in summer, so that at harvest they can gather their food. The ant lays the groundwork so that later on he or she can reap the rewards. Another thing, it says that the ant works without an overseer or supervisor and still gets the work done. This is amazing, right? The ant doesn't need another ant pushing him and motivating him or her to get it done. And not that it wouldn't be helpful to have another ant there saying, "Let's go, ant, let's go, ant." But your drive and your goal needs to come from inside, right? Not from the outside. There's a lot here. If you want to see the results next December, you need to start putting the work in now, or at least in January, right? Let's wait till after Christmas. You will not automatically win with money or in any area of your life. You must put in the work. The work here, as relates to money, has to do with some things like spending less than you make, paying off debt, saving, and the like. One thing that keeps the ant going is the goal ahead. The ant knows that later they're not going to be in a position to work. So they work now so that later they can enjoy the results of their work. The same is true for you. Not that in a year you cannot work, but that there's a time, for example, where you take a break from your work and perhaps you take a vacation. Because you put in the hard work, you can take a break and enjoy. If there's nothing that we look forward to, then why work hard? No goal, no reward. Then we don't care. If it's worth it, then we push. So, set your goal, then come up with a plan to get there. If it is worth it, then you have to do what it takes. I can't do that for you, nor can another ant. You have to do it. To do what it takes happens every day, every week, every month, until you get there. So, when your first paycheck comes in January, don't jump up and be excited like you just hit the lottery and go spending crazy. No, you have to be disciplined. So prepare yourself now that when it happens, when you get paid, right? And January, when you get paid in January, that's like one of the sweetest paychecks, right? Because for most of us, at least some of us, we get paid early in December, right? So maybe you get paid the middle of December if you are monthly paid. And so, come December 31st, you've already been paid because they paid you like on the 15th or something like that. And so it takes like a month and a half before you get paid in January. And so when you get paid in January, it's like you haven't been paid in a long, long time. And so you may feel like, I just hit the lottery. No. Put aside your $250 per month because you know that $3,000 awaits you at the end of 12 months. Now, a lot can go wrong in a year as you try to get towards your goal. As I say, life happens. It means that you may have an obstacle along the way, something that wants to take you off the goal track. When that happens, don't be surprised. Deal with stuff as they come up, and then get back to the business of reaching your goal. So even if, 1 month you have to buy some tires or, something comes up with your car and you got to fix it and maybe it costs $200. So that can kind of get you off your path to your goal. But then let's figure out how can I make an extra $200, right, to put back towards my goal. Maybe a side hustle or something you can do to get an extra $200. And that may be, you can maybe do that in a month, or if things work out, you could say, hey, I could find $200 in the space of 2 months or 3 months. You can do that. You can sell something so you can still hit your goal at the end of December. So, we have to deal with stuff as they come up. Jack Penn is quoted as saying, one of the secrets of life is to make stepping stones out of stumbling blocks. Now, when we set goals in general, like I said, stuff is going to happen, but it helps to make our goals smart, right? And that's that SMART, SMART goals. So, we need a specific goal, right? Our goals need to be specific. For example, I will save $250 a month. Our goals need to be measurable. For example, I will have $3,000 saved at the end of the year. Our goals need to be attainable, right? I can save $250 a month because after my bills, monthly expenses, debt, etc. is paid, I have $250 left over, right? That's what my budget tells me. So this is doable. It's attainable. My goal needs to be relevant. Saving $250 monthly will get me to have the amount of money I need to go on vacation, okay, which is the $3,000. And our goals need to be timely, which means, or an example here is, I will reach my goal by December of 2023. So when we have goals, and here in my example, I'm just talking about money and going on vacation, but when we have goals in general, let's make them smart, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely. I leave you with a tip. Have a goal that you can visualize, right? So like for me, the goal that I mentioned earlier is being 100% debt free. I can visualize that. What does that mean for me? It means that when my paycheck comes, I don't have to pay anything out to the bank. It means that that money that I normally put on the loan, because, making extra payments as well as the regular principal and interest, I don't have to do that anymore. So we get to keep our whole paycheck. That's a goal I can visualize. Not spending out, not giving out the money to the bank anymore. Right? As someone said, when that happens, you walk in the backyard and the grass feels different. But for you, imagine yourself reaching your goal, right? So imagine yourself on that beach in the Bahamas or on the slide at Atlantis Paradise Island. Go to the website, watch the videos, perhaps even figure out what you're going to do each day while you're in the Bahamas. Make it so you can touch and feel it. You close your eyes, you dream about it. And each month, as you put the money aside to make it happen, know that you're getting closer. Around June or July, get your swim trunks, get your bikini ready. Yes, for December in the Bahamas. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you join me for my next episode along with your friends and family. Please let others know how to find it and get the help they need as well. This is Keno Hanna signing off. Check you later.